out here today on one of my most favorite lakes in Fraser Valley, and I have one primary objective today, that is to test out my new BFS combo. I always wanted to get a Shimano Calcutta Conquest, but I didn't have the budget for it, and this reel just came up. I'm going to talk about the reel while fishing, hopefully, and I'm hoping the fishing is good. So let's see how this is going to go. Whenever you come to a lake like this, where you know there are multiple species of fish in there, always make up your mind on what you plan to target. Otherwise, you'll be bouncing around, changing the lures, and won't hook into anything. So today I'm out here to target some Fraser Valley perch. I know that's pretty rare, but I know there are perch in this lake. And for targeting them, I'll be using spoons. I'm just gonna show you what spoons I'm gonna use. Give me 1 minute, let me get to the location first. And yeah, so what I mean to say is basically whenever you come to a lake like this where there are multiple species of fish, always make up your mind on what you plan to catch. If you don't have a clear mindset, you'll just be bouncing around, changing lures, hoping something to bite. I'm gonna primarily be using spoons. So that's my spoon collection. And yeah, I'm gonna use that. Well, and that's the case, so I know like my target species, and if I hook into anything else, that's a good thing, right? It doesn't hurt. But if I go after bass, then I won't be catching trout. If I go after trout, then I won't be catching bass. That's the thing. Or the other option is just use a do-it-all lure, like maybe a spinner, a rooster tail. That'll get you anything. So talking about this reel, it has nice engravings on it, a nice looking trout carved on it, and this is not a sticker. This is actually engravings, and it's a BFS reel too. Now don't confuse this with the Shimano Calcutta Conquest, which is way expensive than this. This is a DK100 reel, and it's a CDM reel, but I have read a lot of reviews, but I have seen a lot of reviews on Facebook, and people say that it is a nice performing reel, and hopefully it will perform good today as well. Wow. So I'm casting a 4.5 gram spoon, and I'm getting really good distance on it. Even though it's windy and the wind is blowing towards me, I'm still able to cast it out without any issues. And no, this is not a paid promotion. When I first got into BFS fishing, the only reel that I wanted to get was the Shimano Calcutta Conquest BFS. But that reel, being a JDM reel, was super expensive. And I didn't even use a bait caster that time. So investing a lot of money into something that I wasn't really sure about didn't give me a good feeling. Okay, that was slight overrun over there. Yeah, so obviously I wanted to get something where I could just start my BFS journey and that wouldn't break my bank. So I went ahead with the Casting Zephyr about 6 years ago. That reel is still holding pretty well. I have no complaints about it. And I have got maybe like 3 or 4 reels after that, and all of them perform really well. But for some reason, I really love the round profile reel. So I even have the iFish Pan Tender Shoot, which is a good reel. No complaints about it as well. But this one has a completely different charm to it. I don't know why. And the setup just looks perfect, just looks gorgeous. Talking about the performance, my brakes are set to loose. I'm going to tighten it a little bit. And I'm getting really good distance. So now I'm going to focus on the fishing, because what I've seen is every time I try to talk while fishing, I don't hook into anything. For me, fishing is kind of a meditative experience. And I can't meditate while I'm focusing on my talking. Okay, one last thing. So this reel, as I mentioned, is a clone of the Shimano Calcutta Conquest BFS. It's called the DK100 and it's made in China. And people say that, or actually the company claims that the reel parts are 90% interchangeable with the actual Shimano Calcutta Conquest, which is a great thing. There are many reviews about the reel. I'm not going to bore you guys with the specs of this reel, and I'm going to quietly do my fishing now and hopefully talk when we hook into a fish. I have been on this lake multiple times, and what I have found is that as soon as the wind stops, the fish gets active. And hopefully that is going to happen today as well. And I know there are tons and tons of bass in here. So if we don't catch anything, we'll just go catch one small bass, just so that we don't get stung today. Today I won't be changing a lot of spots because I don't want to waste my energy walking around trying to find the fish. I'll let the fish find me. What do we have? A perch. A perch. Absolute chonker. Absolute chonker perch. This is why I was here. And a good start too. Good size perch. So I've been trying to get a perch for a very, very long time. And today I was finally able to do it. And that too on my BFS gear. Okay, we're gonna get a release on it. There it goes. Let's see if we can catch some more. Came off. Came off. Came off. That was a trout.
Look at this.
Okay, that's species number 3 for us. Sunfish. Hooked in the gill. I'll let it go. So tiny, man, so tiny. Oh shit, that's not good. Let's try over there. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly talk about setting up the BFS reel. So generally, I'm gonna assume that you know how to use a bait caster, so you do the regular tension thing. But with BFS, what you have to do is set up the spool loose enough so that there is little to no side-to-side play in it. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay, getting kind of similar distance even with the 1/8 ounce spoon. And the brakes obviously start with the mid setting and then loosen one click every time. That's what I do, at least. I generally don't play with the brakes too much. Okay, we got a bass. We got a bass. Come on, stay on. It's not a bad fish. Okay, that's our first dinky bass. We're gonna let it go. Okay, gone. Someone asked me like why I don't use a swivel with my spoons. Generally, if I'm fishing spoons on a BFS reel, I like to do it without a swivel because I think I get a better action without a swivel on the spoon. Now, clearly, if I'm using a spinner, I will definitely use a swivel on it. This lake is pretty deep. I won't say like really, really deep, but it is actually deep. So if you look at my spool, it's still going on. Now it's stopped. I'm just gonna cast it out there, let it sink for a while, and then I'm just gonna retrieve my spoon back with just some tiny twitches on my rod. Just little tiny twitches. And sometimes I won't do that because sometimes they like that warp the action, and sometimes they just like the straight up retrieve. The weather has been so unpredictable. Sunny for a while, and then all of a sudden there are clouds coming over. I don't know from where. But if you look at the sky, it's pretty clear, but I don't know where the sun is right now. And it's gonna become sunny all of a sudden. But anyways, it's 6:51 right now. Talking about the rod, it's a fiberglass rod as I mentioned earlier. It's the Lemoren Magic Shadow, and it's a pretty small rod. It's just 5 feet, and it's a 3-piece rod too. So let's try to cast something smaller on this reel. So this is a 2.5 gram spoon. Let's see how it performs. And I believe this is the range that I generally throw for BFS fishing. I don't go under 2 grams. For that, I just go with a spinning reel, or if I'm fishing like a tiny pond, then I might use a BFS reel. But if I'm fishing a big lake like this, I won't go under 2.5 grams on my BFS reel. Okay, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. Let's try one more cast. Wow, that's pretty good distance. So for folks who don't know, BFS was introduced to the world by Japan, and they generally use BFS for mountain stream fishing for pressure trout, but now it's gaining traction all across the globe. But yeah, now it's gaining traction all across the globe. But it's so much fun. BFS is so much fun, no doubt about it. Like even a small fish, like the one that I caught, fights like a beast. And BFS is all about catching small fish. You can hook into some giants, depending on where you're fishing. That's a fish. That's definitely a fish. Feel like a decent one too. Well, not really decent, but a bass. Now you see like how the fish is fighting. Look at the bend in my rod. It's such a tiny dinker, but still. Okay, on the 2.5 gram spoon. So yesterday I caught my PB around 6-7 pounds, and today I wanted to humble myself. So yeah, that's a really nice way to do it. It's gone. Okay, the bass are sitting in the weeds. Let's try to catch some more. Okay, so the sun is out again, and we are not here to catch bass. We are here to catch some Fraser Valley perch, or maybe a trout. Something different than bass. I need a break from bass after catching my PB just yesterday. I don't want to be hooking into more bass. That's a lot of bass. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my favorite lake spoon. Okay, did I say the name of the lake? Maybe I did. So I'm just gonna switch on to my favorite spoon for this lake. Let's see if we can catch something different. Okay, that's a good fish. That's a good fish. Stay down. 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 So we got ourselves we got ourselves a Fraser Valley snook on the BFS setup. It's been a pretty good day. Hooked into bass, perch, and now a snook. Well, clearly it's not a snook, it's just a Pikeminnow. Stinky, but pretty decent. Didn't put up a lot of fight on the BFS gear, but still, it's a big fish. It's probably the biggest one of the day. Okay, gone. So I told you, this is my Peep Lake favorite lure. Let's see if we can catch some more. We got 3 species so far. Or actually 4. I got a sunfish too. Now all what remains is catching a trout. Hopefully we'll be able to catch one. And that will be like the perfect day for me. We were not able to get a picture of the perch gone. We need one more perch. We need a good shot for the perch. Come on, get me one perch. Is that a perch? Is that a perch? Please be a perch. Just a dinky bass. I need one good thumbnail for the perch. Maybe that was the only one. Maybe I'll catch more. And we are yet to hook a trout. We weren't able to land that one. Okay, these mosquitoes are following me. That's not the kind of bite I want. Let the rod do the work. Just let the rod. I really enjoy the calmness of this lake. There was only one person fishing on the main beach, and he's moving out too. So I think I'm gonna take his spot and see how it is gonna go. It's almost about 7:30 right now, so I have another 30 minutes to fish. I'm hoping the bite will pick up, but let's see. Not really sure about it. Okay, that's a trout. 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 Came off right at the last minute. What the heck, man? It's hard to keep the trout pinned down for some reason. Extremely hard on this fiberglass rod. Or I'm doing something wrong over here. So let me know what you guys think. I tried everything. I tried to keep the rod down, pointed towards them above my head on the side, but somehow they still pop off. They still pop off every time. That's what the trout always do. They run towards me and then all of a sudden they do a head shake or do something very different and pop off. I don't know if it's the rod, if it's me. I know I'm using barbless hooks, but I'm able to keep everything else pinned down. It's just the trout. Came off again. Well, that is the problem of using barbless hooks with this fiberglass rod. Came off again. What the heck, man? The heck, that was a good fish. I lost maybe like 5 or 6 fish today. I have been trying to get a perch for so long, man. It's been ages. I wanted to get a perch in Fraser Valley, and today I was finally able to do it. I hooked into a bass, one sunfish, a couple of bass actually. A sunfish, a trout that came off, a decent bass that came off. Okay, we got a fish. Hopefully I'm gonna keep it on. What is this? Looks like a bass. The weight is fighting, running towards me. But that's a trout. That's a nice trout. That's lost it. Well, I lost probably 5 or 6 fish today. No one asked me to fish barbless hooks, but then if I'm doing catch and release, it doesn't make sense to use treble and barbed hooks. And this is a hook that came barbless from the factory, so it doesn't even have a tiny dent that could hold the fish. And the rod is a fiberglass rod, so it has a lot of flex in it. I keep losing the tension on the fish, and that's how they come off. Okay, just one cast over here, and then we're gonna try a different spot. I'm not even targeting bass today because that's not my primary goal. I caught a really nice bass just yesterday, or day before yesterday actually. So I'm not looking to get any bass. I'm looking to get anything else that is willing to bite. Trout, perch, anything. Okay, let's try over here. That's a bass. That came off too. Can't even get one fish on the shore. Not even one fish. What the heck, man? It's 8 o'clock. I think it's time to head out. Before the sunlight goes away, let me get a good shot of this reel on my cell phone. Talking about the reel, no complaints about it. It's probably my best BFS reel ever. Not just in terms of looks, but also performance. I'm constantly getting good distance on this 4.5 gram spoon. I even tried the 2.5 gram spoon and the distance was acceptable. And that's the weight range that I like to throw for BFS. For rod, it's a little bit flimsy, probably not my style of rod. But the combination is just deadly. It has been a great day today. We were able to test out our new BFS setup and we hooked into few fish. I wouldn't say it was my best day fishing, but can't complain. I never had a multi-species day, that I can say for sure. I hooked into a bass, a perch, a pikeminnow, a sunfish, and a trout that I wasn't able to land. I wasn't able to get a good picture of the perch. That was my first Fraser Valley perch. I've hooked into perch before, but never in lower mainland. And then the pikeminnow was a decent size, was the biggest one of the day. I was thinking I might just get a bass, maybe a lot of them, but then I wasn't specifically targeting them, and I was using this favorite spoon, or the beep lake special spoon. It was a great day overall. Definitely gonna recommend this BFS setup to anyone who likes round profile reel. No complaints about it, performs really well. The rod, maybe not so much. Fiberglass is not my cup of tea, that's for sure. I learned that today. Maybe if I get a better rod, something that is stiffer, then I might be able to do a little bit better at keeping the trout pinned. And then still no complaints about it. And I was using a bobless hook, as I mentioned before. So that was another factor contributing. So that was another factor that was contributing to the fact that I was losing the trout over and over again. Okay, hopefully I captured a lot of it, if not everything, and I'll try to compile it. If you enjoy, enjoy. Thanks for joining me in my journey, and as I always say, stay tuned for more adventures.